What up, guys? Welcome back to the YouTube. I recorded a bunch of stuff at the gym this week. I really walked you through like what my workout plan looks like, what my training plan looks like, what I'm diving to for my first marathon as somebody who has absolutely no business running a marathon. I'm sitting at 6'2", about 225 right now, so definitely not the standard archetype of someone who runs marathons, but I accidentally recorded everything in slow-mo, so it didn't capture any of the audio here. So just wrapped up week 1 of marathon prep, 65 kilometers on the week. I have my week split up right now as somebody who's learning to tie in both endurance and strength training. I have my Monday easy run and a push day. I have Tuesday as a tempo day or interval day. I have Wednesday as a easy run and a pull day. Thursday is a medium run, so trying to hold marathon pace, and then Saturday is a long run. It's been a lot of fun so far, just trying to learn a new sport, and something that a lot of people don't know about me. I don't really talk about this online a lot, but once upon a time I was a hockey player, and I had ACL surgery on this knee 8 years ago now. I was playing actually lacrosse in the off season at a small 500-person private art school in the States. Tore my ACL, and after that surgery I decided, hey, this is kind of it for me. I was 22 at the time, and everything that I had known sports-wise had been hockey, and my whole identity was based around that, and that was a really tough transition time in my life. After I had that surgery, I was struggling with mental health stuff for a bit, and it really, I would say that's when it got its worst. Was I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what my identity was. So I went on antidepressants for a year, but that was, or at least that's what I thought was it for sports for me. I played men's league a little bit in the winter, got a tooth knocked out, and kind of hung that up, and then just, trained, worked out of the gym, tried to build as much muscle as I could. But after a little while, if it's like anybody else out there, it kind of gets boring. You do the same thing over and over again. You get really good at it, and then you plateau, and I wasn't enjoying that anymore. So last year I decided to pick up running, and partway through the year, I was honestly in the worst shape of my life. I was like 245 pounds, maybe working out once or twice a week. I was going out drinking and partying a lot, and I kind of got to the point where I just wasn't happy with who I was. And shout out to my best friend James. He convinced me to sign up for a Spartan race in December in Florida, and last September I decided, okay, there's no way I'm doing a half marathon through the swamp with 30 obstacles in the shape that I'm in right now. So I decided, hey, let's lock in on this, and lock in we did. And it's been a lot of fun, because I'm sure a lot of you know, like you'll do things, or you'll have a hobby, or you'll have a passion, and you do it for long enough, and then sometimes the fun, the enjoyment of it runs out. And that's really what lifting kind of became for me, is I just didn't have the inspiration to keep going to the gym anymore. I had done it for so long that I was kind of over it, and I decided to throw running in. And I think learning a new sport and being really shit at something at the beginning is the best way to challenge yourself, to push for new things. It'll create this new passion, this new desire for athletics as a whole. And I think the further I dive into the endurance realm, the more I realize how much I really lean on it for it building structure in my days. I've been self-employed for almost a year now, and doing content full-time is a massive blessing, but there's a lot of ambiguity and there's not a lot of structure around it. And so training really gave me that structure to build my days around. And rolling into 2026, I have my first marathon in May that we're gearing up for. I have a lofty goal of 340 that I had a buddy tell me there's no way I'm hitting. It's pretty much impossible for me to hit, which honestly, a piece of me now really wants to try and hit that just to prove him wrong. And then I have my first half Ironman in December. But I think the endurance sport realm, and the fact that if you go train for an hour or an hour and a half every day, and you kind of do what you're supposed to do on the training schedule, you will see progress. And there's not a lot of other things in life where what you put in is what you get back out. And so it's become really like an anchor for me and my routine and how I structure my days. And so for anybody out there who is kind of struggling with the ambiguity of life, because let's be honest, like we're playing life on fucking expert mode now, endurance sports has been a really good way to know that, hey, if you show up every day and you do what you're supposed to do and you give your best, you will see improvement. And that has given me mentally a lot of freedom to detach from outcomes in other things, detach from instability and other things, because whatever's going on outside my life, I know I can show up every day and train, and if I train hard, I will get better, I will improve. And so that's been super fun. Yeah, I'm just going to teach you guys kind of what I learn along the process here. First one that I learned is carb loading and how important that is for running. I ate a massive bowl of pasta last night before bed after my long run yesterday. And I think going from a bodybuilder mindset or a gym bro mindset and eating as little as possible to try and build as much muscle as possible, to now understanding I actually have to fuel for my endurance sports and how important that fueling is, that has been the first piece that I've learned that is life-changing. Eating a big bowl of pasta before bed, filling your glycogen stores, bringing a bunch of gels on runs, making sure you're hydrated, electrolytes, like these are all new things. All I had to worry about before was my macros. Am I eating enough protein? Am I eating enough carbs? Am I in a deficit or am I in a slight excess of food? And so it's been fun to just learn something new, and I'm excited to take you guys along for the journey and show you what I'm doing and how I'm training, and hopefully whether I inspire somebody to go out and do something who's struggling in their own life as I have been and have struggled many times in my life and gotten kind of caught in who am I, what am I doing, like what do I really want to become of myself, that hopefully some of what I'm learning can be passed off to you and make whatever journeys you're doing a little bit easier. That's really my only goal with this, is to document this and hopefully help some of y'all. But I did salvage some of the workout clips, so I'm going to throw it to that there. We checked out a super sick gym in Toronto called Unity, got a nice pull day and a easy run there, and yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy. Like I said, I'm gonna try and do these weekly. Just hyped to get back on YouTube. I enjoy the long form stuff a lot more. I feel like you can really get to know somebody and really tell your story more in a long form video than in a like super chopped up 12-second video on like Instagram or TikTok or whatever. So yeah, I'll throw it to the montage of a quick lift, and shout out to Lauren for filming that for me.
Crash dummy, girl retarded, spending cash money.
Fuck me, suck me, don't let go of me, yeah, that's that shit I like. Money, power, and respect, yeah, that's that shit I like. Freak in the bed, boss in the light, yeah, that's that shit I like. Ride or die, girl, hold that pipe, yeah, that's that shit I like. Yeah, that's that shit I like, yeah, that's that shit I like. Yeah, that's that shit I like, yeah, that's that shit I like. Yeah, that's that shit I like, yeah, that's that shit I like. Yeah, that's that shit I like, yeah, that's that shit I like. Tap my name when your heart used to live. She say I'm dangerous, I say she choose. She know I'm toxic, still pull up at 3. Till I don't fall in love when she stuck on me. Hood nigga beat it up like R&B. Got her running from the pipe, now she begging for the D. Big flame, real game, I don't do no sucking. Hit it on the wall till the drywall broken. Bite on the neck, got her gripping on the sheet. She say my name louder than the sound of the beat. She love how I thug her, love how I try, love how I choke her when she throwing it back. She addicted to the fight, addicted to the thrill. She riding in the hoodie, no panties on. So the diss lifestyle, not a one-night song. I'm getting top with no hands on. Fuck me, don't let go of me, yeah, that's that shit I like. Money, power, and respect, yeah, that's that shit I like. Freak in the bed, boss in the light, yeah, that's that shit I like. Ride or die, girl, hold that pipe, yeah, that's that shit I like. 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 I ain't Cuban, baby, I shoot not love. Feeding for the dick like she hooked on drugs. Told her bend it over, keep dumb heels on set. Why you the reason I ain't never going home? She the type to block her man when I text. She the type twerk naked in a blacked out leg. She don't want flowers, she don't want to be. Show my hands on the throat while I'm digging in deep. I give her cash, she call it a vibe. I leave it hickey to her pride used to hide. She love when I talk, love when I flip. She love how I move with that yeah on my hips. Say I'm rude, but I'm real, she addicted to risk. Told her don't run when that pressure get thick.
About 7.5 kilometers into 10-ish. I'll probably end up running 11 because I had a warm up. Easy run today. I'm playing with my heart rates a little bit. I don't like a watch. I use this BrainCon that baby girl behind the camera got me for Christmas. I can just kind of keep an eye on my heart rate, but I'm floating at about 9:05 per mile right now, or a 5:42 kilometer heart rate's bouncing between 145, 150, which is high zone 2. Low zone 3 for me, my heart can definitely ping into the 200s if I'm really pushing it, so I'm trying to find that comfortable pace for this run. When I go too slow, it just doesn't feel good, it doesn't feel mechanic, so I'm trying to find that like high zone 2 spot that I can cruise my easy runs in. So that's what we're doing. We're at kilometer about 30 on the week, the medium run tomorrow, so I'll run at about 5 pace for 10 to 12 kilometers. And then long run this weekend, we'll go nice and slow and long, aiming for about 22 to 24 kilometer run, just easing into week 1 of the 12-week marathon prep. Starting a little bit heavier than most would with 60-something kilometer week, but I'm feeling good coming into this, and I have lofty goals, so I want to push it right off the start because my goal pace for the marathon is about 5:15 per kilometer, and I'm a ways off that still, so I'm gonna have to push, but let's get it done.
I figured, well, I have my mother and father here. What do you guys think? Do you think me running a sub 340 first marathon is plausible? I talked to a buddy at the gym last night who said there's no chance in hell. He said you'll be lucky if you break 4 hours.
I don't know enough about it, but I know that if anybody can do it, it'll be you.
Thank you.
That was my thought. If you set your mind to it, it'll get done.
Thank you. We'll see. I'm definitely about 50 pounds heavier than the traditional runner, so that's the energy return, but I probably have about 10 pounds to lose before the marathon, so we'll make it happen. But thank you for checking out vlog 1. I'm going to try and do these every week building up to the marathon, and then also I have an Ironman in December, so I'll roll that right into Ironman. But I appreciate you guys if you watch to the end. Make sure you subscribe, like, follow. I'm going to document my journey and what I learned for anybody else looking to get into endurance sports, especially as a bigger guy who's transitioning from lifting weights to this. What I learned, that hopefully if you're trying to do the same journey, you don't make the mistakes that I make along the way. Cheers, guys.